Hello, everyone. I'm Sandy Anastasi, psychic channel, intuitive astrologer, and soul coach. I'm here with my psychic development tip number 46. This is on projective telepathy. I've talked about how telepathy can be divided into two distinct types, being receptive and projective, or what is sometimes referred to as generative telepathy. When projecting a thought, you see, you are a sender. When receiving a thought, you are the receiver. Everyone is capable of both telepathy types, whether it's projective or receptive. You can do both. Here's some more information that is going to be handy to know about telepathy, and in particular projective telepathy, as you develop your own. Telepathy is how thought travels between any two or more of us. It's just like when you are talking and the other person is listening, you're the projector, and they're the receiver. In telepathy, when you see someone responding to something you were just thinking, you are obviously the projector, and in that case, they were the receiver. It's fun to work deliberately with a friend to send and receive thoughts, taking turns. Set a day and a time to do this so that you can be sure the sending and receiving you do is intentional. First, one of you projects a thought and the other receives it, and then you try it the other way around. Start simple. For example, send colored shapes back and forth. I have a free downloadable psychic development test with flashcards on my website under the free tab. If you want a formal way of doing this, you can download that and play with it at home with your friends and your loved ones. But really, you don't need anything so fancy. To send, just visualize the thing that you want to send, say it in your mind, add a little emotional and or physical energy to it, visualize the person you want to send it to, and shoot it to them. To receive, put yourself in a floaty, dreamy, and receptive mental state, getting as relaxed as you can in body and mind. And when something that you are not thinking of pops into your mind, make a note of it. That thought came from someone or somewhere else. Over time, you may find that when practicing with one friend, they usually do better at the sending and you the receiving. But when practicing with another, you are the better sender and that person the better receiver. That's normal. You're going to tend to be more of a sender with a person who looks up to you or who wants something from you, as that makes them receptive to your energy. And you'll be more of a receiver with someone that you look up to or that you need yourself. That's why most moms are such good senders regarding their children. Practice like this tends to improve your conscious control over your own telepathy. The more different people you practice with, the better your ability and your control over it is going to get. In general, most people are extremely good receivers, though they don't often recognize their own receptivity. That's because our earliest life experience causes us to need something from others, so we learn early on to be receptive to other people in every way. The challenge for most of us, for your receptive telepathy, is to recognize when it's at work. People don't often tell you, gee, I was just thinking of that when you did it or said it. Getting your family members and friends to give you that kind of feedback is going to be very helpful to you in developing your receptivity into a tool that you can use consciously. Believe me, it's great to know when someone's thinking of you, when they might need you, and when they need to be alone. Developing your projective empathy for conscious use is a bit more difficult for most of us, unless you were one of those neglected kids who only got mom's attention after 4 or 5 hours of screaming. If that was one of your earliest experiences, you no doubt learned to insert your need, whatever it was, into her thoughts. Because of negative experiences like that force early development of projective telepathy, many naturally projective telepaths have difficulty receiving thoughts and seem to have no empathy or limited empathy, meaning that they don't easily feel the emotions of other people either. In such cases, this can produce a very narcissistic personality. Likewise, some super receptive telepaths were also ignored early on and were chastised or even beaten when they reached out in any way to supply their own needs, physically or psychically. Those people tend to become submissive, receptive telepaths who have a great difficulty sending thoughts or even asking physically for anything. To them, an angry thought can be as harmful as a physical blow. If you're friends with one of these super receivers or married to someone like that, your relationship can be very difficult because they're so receptive to your thoughts and needs that it can be almost irritating. For most of us, though, our projective and receptive telepathy develops normally, and most of us are very good, though unconscious receivers and fair senders, though we usually chalk our successful sending up to chance. Keeping a psychic do-good book or journal, as I described in my tip number 45, can help a very, very great deal with your developing these abilities into powerful, usable skills. Enjoy. You can find out more about me and my work on my website. Find me online at www.sandyanastasia.com. You can find out all about what I do and how to develop your abilities even more. Goodbye for now.